No.
You
Yeah.
know, Peter Pan. You're like Wendy. Wendy and the Lost Boys, and you're like the mother.
Yes.
But obviously she felt romantically inclined with Peter Pan, but he wanted a mum, of course. The little ginger kid that didn't have a mum, unfortunately. That's the story of Peter Pan, really. Not the original story. I don't think the original Peter Pan was necessarily ginger. I think he was just more, a young boy that stays young forever. It wasn't a commenting about, having red hair means you deserve no family or anything like that.
Hmm.
So Wendy, so you're the Wendy of the group.
Yes.
Yeah, so very much you're Wendy. So like you see them around. Like you told me about this kid last week that was got bullied for eating a burrito.
Yeah, my favorite boy.
Yeah, your favorite
Yeah,
boy.
he
He's your
completely
favorite.
ignored me today.
He ignored you.
Yeah, completely.
Player. That's what you got to do. You got to create want in ladies. You see, this is the mistake I always make. This guy. How old is he? 8.
8.
This guy at 8 years old has already got a better game than me. Do you know how bad that is? Like that's the thing. You're nice to someone, you're whatever, and then you turn them down. You ignore them for a bit, and it creates this like want. The obsession with negging, of course, with all the dating things. I don't do that. I meet someone, like detail them into the very many ways in which I love them. You see, and a lot of people don't appreciate that, unfortunately. Probably because it's kind of psychotic, to be honest. I wish it was like a nice love. But it's nice, obsessive and mean and horrible and vindictive.
Toxic.
Toxic, tainted love. So to speak.
I've never heard that before.
Tainted Love.
Yeah,
that's a great song.
Oh,
that's an absolute tune. Yeah,
Sing it to me.
Sometimes I need to run away. It goes like that. It's a tune. It's actually a banger. Like I'm not even. I can't sing, but I'll be honest. That is an absolute tune. Like I recommend it. It's like if like when you want to get into the vibe. It's a weird thing. Like I lately I've been going through like the old sort of stuff, like old music, and it's like I'm like feeling nostalgic about an era that I'm not part of. I was never a part of, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like that sort of music. So yeah, like that's too many tunes going on with that. So like it's such a great song, and it's obviously Tainted Love's obviously it's a very important title, really, because it's sort of the way I am with women, I suppose. But so yeah, so he blanked you then. So you've been rejected by this 8-year-old boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Are you upset or?
No, I'm good because it means that he's moving on.
Oh, you're just happy for him. You're playing that card. Oh, I'm just happy for him. I'm happy he's moving on. He's really working out what he's doing in life. You see, like I've made him better. We've made each other better, didn't we? I'd like it when someone has a nasty breakup or whatever. Like this nice stuff is just. I mean, it's more grown up, I suppose, to be like, we're very nice together and we're very happy and we've moved on, realized we're not together. But I don't know. There's something about saying, I don't love this person anymore because of this, and that, and it's more entertaining, I suppose, than to watch. I like a vindictive breakup. It's mean.
Mm-hmm.
I like mean stuff a lot of time. Someone is a bit too. So like, yeah, that's the thing. So this guy's obviously he's playing you, thinking, okay, like, I'll blank her now, then I'll come back a little bit, share a bit of attention every now and then she'll like want it,
Mm-hmm.
So he's playing a good game, really. I mean, in theory, I mean, of course, he's 8 years old, so it's not going to happen. Of course, it'd be weird. Of course not. But he's playing. He's got the right mindset. You know what I mean? He's got instinct. He's got instinct. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He didn't get there in the end, but he's got instinct, and you can't teach that.
No, but to be fair, the 2 first days he was missing me a lot because that's what my colleague told me that he was missing
but
me.
He didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me.
Of course he wouldn't tell you. You don't say
he's
like
8 years old, and I didn't see him. So, but he was upset because
missing
I got changed to another class.
Yeah, this bit of Biggie Smalls, P Diddy, Biggie Smalls there. I'll be missing you. Very good song. So I'll make sure.
I don't think I know that song.
You don't know? Well, I'll make sure to make a edited video or something with that music being playing and with your pictures in the background. They're quite funny, But who's looking after them then? Is there another person working there? Yeah. Who's that person?
Another girl like me.
She attractive?
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Yeah. You said it so unenthusiastically, so I'm gonna take it as a no. Okay. He's probably trying with the other one as well. He wants to like do a 2-time thing. Yeah, I like this kid. What's his name? Let's give him a shout.
I'm not gonna say the name.
You're not gonna say his name?
No.
You don't say his last name.
Mm-mm.
Has he got a generic name?
No.
He hasn't got a generic name.
No.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. So
It's a
no.
weird. You got a weird name, you little kid. Weird name, kid. I hate this guy. Well, I don't hate him, but
No, I really like him. He's really, really nice, really
yeah,
sweet.
yeah,
So I'm happy.
yeah. He knows how to treat women. I'll tell you that one. Okay. So with this new class, the thing is, like for example, like the industry placement thing we had to do for uni.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not doing it. I'm decided not to do
Why
it.
not?
Because I don't want to work with kids. That's because the only ones available. There's one that's a Japanese one. Only one person gets it, and the other one is like the
But
charity
there is
one.
no point to get the Japanese for
Yeah,
people,
there's only
for
one.
us.
I know, but you could. It wasn't. It didn't say you had to speak Japanese. I don't
No,
think.
but the role, it's not like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think it's
and the other
intermedia
one,
or journalism.
the other one's crap as well. Like
Yeah.
they're rubbish. So the other one's
Yeah.
like work at a sixth form in Walthamstow. It's like I don't want to. I don't go to Walthamstow ever.
Is it too far away?
It's not for you. It's quite close, relatively close. But to
Oh,
get to
cool.
Walthamstow, it's not too far. For me, it's long and it's horrible. I don't like Walthamstow. As I said, I made a film about how it's awful. I actually, it's a terrible area. It's really, really horrible. So I don't want to spend time with kids. I mean, not kids. Are 16 to 18. I mean, of course, but it's like I want to hang out there and like have to do my uni work and write about that experience. Like I also like leading the classroom. It's like, well, I don't want to teach anyone.
The thing is, I don't mind teaching, but
I don't mind teaching, but that's not what I want to learn. Like I want to learn things that are within the vicinity of uh the course I'm doing in journalism. I mean, unless I'm doing a David Attenborough style documentary piece where I'm interacting with the kids if they're wild animals,
hmm
Planet Earth style, but in a school, that'd be good, I suppose. I'd do that if it was like, okay, you got to make a documentary about the kids and try and interact with them, try and learn their culture and understand them and infiltrate them to find out what they want.
but if you lead the class, maybe you can do whatever you want to with them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think you will be able to because they're all doing A level stuff. So I don't know if it's not like GCC where you can like be like, meh, who cares really? GCCs don't really mean anything. A levels is kind of like it's getting a bit serious now. But I
Mhm.
remember the transition for me, like the jump between GCSE and A levels is higher than the jump. It's higher than the jump from A level to degree, in my opinion.
Is it?
Yeah, because the A level degree was kind of the same, really, for me at least. I find it basically the same. Well, I suppose at the time I was when I was doing A levels, I was about 16 years old, so I'd probably find it easier if I did it now.
hmm
But the initial jump isn't particularly high in my opinion, as opposed
Why?
to. I just think it's the way that they structure the education. I think because in GCSE, a lot of it is a lot of the education is determined by uh, not as much application. It's more kind of remembering like what answers are, and it's not really like okay, apply what you know to this situation.
hmm
It's not really done like that. It's kind of more memory based. I think there's some subjects that are have application in it, like, that you can divulge, like the ones that are more about writing. So, for example, like a history or an English humanity sort of thing. There's a few of them like that, but it's when it gets to A level when the application of all that becomes very, very important, and then you move on from A level, of course, then to go to degree. And the difference isn't that major, I think, because they obviously prepare. I think a lot of A level is preparing for university and things like that.
hmm
But at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper that tells people you can do something. Really, um, I always think to myself now I'm coming to the end of I'm studying now. Do I know more about my subject now than I did when I first started? I would say I do, but I think I could have kind of learned that on my own. If I had to, that's the thing. Is
hmm
the fact you're investing so much forces you to do it, forces you to be put in these positions to write these essays and things like that. But a lot of the other things I do, for example, doing this like radio and doing like making films and editing and things like that. Like I would do that on my own anyway.
hmm
And none of them really taught me that. Like, for example, one of the next modules is going for editing, but it's taken to the third
Which
year.
one?
It's the next terms, the principles of video and
I
video.
have the same one.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
got that one as well. So that's the last one. Yeah, it's taken us like almost 3 years to get to that stage,
Yeah.
as opposed to
But last year I had the same, but with photography and stuff.
oh, you did photography,
Not photography, but
image one or something.
layout,
Yeah, layout.
principle of
I'm doing that.
principles.
I'm
Yeah.
doing that for this module. I'm doing level 6 one for this one because I got rid of industry placement because I didn't want to write an application for a job I didn't want. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like it just felt like a really stupid process. Because like it's all about employability. It's all about like so skill. there's such a change about university and about culture and like how it's evolved, and everything now is about functionality, and it's not really anything about education and trying and then greater learning, for
Hmm.
example, and like being like trying to better yourself. It's more about you know this will get me a job in this industry. Why? So I can earn money to give taxes, so I can put money into the system, so they can all the fat cats can use it for their own gains. You know, very depressing way to look at the world, but that it kind of is like that in the sense that it's all kind of like universities think within the representation has changed over the last, well, at least since I've been alive, is changed between from greater learning to functionality, and I think it's worse off for it, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I was thinking, do we get paid? No, right? For the
No,
industry placement?
no. You don't get paid. So you just work for a school for free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's just awful. It's like you wash it. You're just looking after kids. So you're like a single mother in there. That's what you are in that job. You're just playing a single mother. It's just I don't want to be a single mother. So
I'm already playing a single mother, maybe
yeah,
at the
I mean
school.
yeah, you got
So,
with not yeah, but you got like 32 kids. I mean, so if you were a single mother, you'd be getting a lot of child support. You see, so it wouldn't be too bad. Um, no, I'm just not into that. I just don't see what I would gain from that. I suppose I've taught classes before, like I've done it. It's just I don't really want to do it again.
have you? When?
Yeah, like
About
when I
what?
was in sixth form, I taught like year seven classes. I taught year five classes for part of my. They said, "Oh, we're doing this thing for every tutor group, so you'd have to teach a class." So I taught history to like kids. They loved
Oh,
it.
wow.
I even got like a written note talking about how much they loved how good I was from like year five, year six kids.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I lost that letter somewhere, but don't know where it is. God. All right, then. So we're going to take a little bit of a break now. And when we're back, we'll divulge deeply into our lives, of course. Go back through the news. Of course, we haven't spoken about the elephant in the room. We haven't spoken about the US election yet, because everyone's talking about that. And we want to make sure we're a very endearing show. We talk about the current issues because we're very, very savvy here. Media savvy. Media savvy with Marley and
Elena.
Elena. Media savvy. We've got to think of a title. Marley and Elena show's fine. But like, I don't know, something media savvy. I don't know. Something like, something like that kind of I was going to say douchey, but it's like, nothing too like grandiose or anything. Like my original name was like the Culture Medium on my YouTube channel, and I realized it's kind of a ridiculous title because no one's going to search that. So I'm just going to use my name. So anyway, we'll be back shortly. We're going to put a little bit of the jingles on now. I know how much everyone loves the jingles. We love the jingles. So we'll be back shortly.
Relax Radio. Oh, relax radio. আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist, or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com, RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay. Relax Radio.
We are back, everyone, with the lovely studio equipment. So, yes, we're going to talk about, of course, because let's talk about Trump one final time, of course, because, well, if he's not going to be president anymore, let's not talk about him. Other than within the context of maybe his TV shows like The Apprentice, or when he used to be on the Howard Stern show. I used to love that. But other than that, he's apparently lost the election. But there's a lot of controversy there. I've never heard of a U.S. election that's gone on this long. Normally they count within the first couple of days, but some voter fraud going on. Kind of apparently dead people are voting, which is always fantastic. I've never even voted. Well, actually, I have voted. I voted once in my life, and I'm glad I did at the time. Very glad I did. Any other time I've not really voted, not because I'm not against or anything, but because I don't have particular faith or belief in any of the leaders that are put forward, because it's very much especially in the documentary, the democracy we have there, parliamentary democracy, which is very much formatted through kind of areas. And I lived quite predominantly a lot of the time within, not now, but at the time I was living in a predominantly conservative area, and I would not vote conservative ever in my entire life. So that's one of the reasons. But other than that, so you can see that apparently that the media have announced Biden as the president of the United States, but it's still going on. It's not official yet, but they've announced it. Let's hope it doesn't create an embarrassing situation over there, because I mean, there's positive negatives to either of the situations. Of course, I mean, I hope there won't be more involvement in war over the next few years, which I could see happening now, to be honest with you, especially with loads of ties in, selling weapons to people and things like that. It's very, 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 very dodgy and very, very, very scary, to be honest. I mean, I try not to obsess too much about the US politics, because I think it's such an overdone topic and such a thing that everyone's really obsessed with, and they care about what a representative from Oklahoma said on Twitter, but they don't care about freedoms being taken away within their own country, or but those Muslims being being imprisoned in China. No one says anything about that. They're too concerned about what's going on in the place they care about, they really like. They try and find it. If they don't like something, then about that specific thing, they'll just focus on that rather than anything that's truly bad. A bit serious there for a second, didn't it? Yeah, a bit serious. I'm quite impressed with myself. This is my audition for Newsnight. You see, I'm trying to evolve myself each different section to be something different. So next, I was a bit wacky and conspiracy guy early on. Today I'm doing a bit of serious political stuff now, and next one I'll do a wacky sports guy with a sports voice. It'd be just really fun, just doing all the hacky radio sort of things. A lot of fun. But so what are your thoughts on the US election about Biden and Trump? I mean, do you think Biden's going to be president next? Do you think it's going to be an issue there? Do you think, what do you think will change? If anything really will.
I think he's going to be the president. And I saw the speech like on live that he did after the elections and everything. It was like maybe 2 a.m. Apparently he wants to get the country united again, which is amazing, because I think with Trump it's like falling apart and creating like lots of hate. So I hope they leave that behind a little bit, and I want to believe in humanity again. So
it's just so fascinating. I always hear this perception on Trump that so divisive and so this and so that, and people accuse him, for example, of being like the worst president ever. I always get perplexed about that, because I don't think people take into account history and what's gone on before. And Harry Truman, for example, dropped 2 nuclear bombs. Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner. All these different things, but Trump's the worst for some reason.
I mean, context is around there as well, you know? Like,
yeah, I know, but then they put context in one thing, but not in the other. So, for example, they'll be like, okay, within the context of he's the worst within, like, they say that a classic one is always, you know, the modern era. Like, for example, everyone talks about people like, you know, like Boris Johnson, for example. I use it about more Boris Johnson. I know about what about British politics. A lot of people are saying like he's the worst like politician like British prime minister we've ever had, and saying things like you know, I would argue that I'm not a fan of him at all. I think he's terrible, but I would argue that Theresa May was worse. I'd argue that Tony Blair was worse, and I would also argue that Neville Chamberlain was worse, who seceded to the Nazis. But this is the thing; it's just all about what's in the here and now. It's everyone wants to look for the someone to fail. Everyone wants to be like, this person's the best ever or the worst ever at something. It's never there's never like a measured understanding and of what's going on, kind of assessing it with a detached point of view, because everyone's so obsessed with their own opinion, and we were discussing it earlier about, for example, online, for example, like there's, you know, you get into echo chambers online if you only like things that that you agree with, so you just get trapped within only hearing your own thoughts, and you don't want that. I mean, I certainly don't want that. I mean, I remember us mentioning in our lectures about that. I always try to. That's why I try not to like too many like posts, or try and because even though the algorithm are working like that, I try not to like enhance it. Particularly, that's why I try and I read news from multiple different sources. I even go Daily Mail, I go Guardian, I go Sun, I just Daily Star if I want entertainment. Much more fun to read those sort of ones. I find the other ones a bit too serious and rather dry, which of course is not the sort of writing I want to do. I want to do something more exciting because, you know, I'm a bit childish like that, you know. So, but it's so like I don't really care like about. I wouldn't say I don't care. I do care, but when it comes to the US election, the one thing I'm glad about, if that with Biden winning, like one of the major thing I'm glad about with him winning, isn't about like, oh, he's going to bring this new dawn and do all this, because he's not going to do that. The man is just not fit for that, in my opinion. He's a great man. He should have run against Trump in 2016, but they went with Hillary Clinton, which is an awful mistake. So it's in my opinion, he's not up to it health wise, from what I've seen and the actions that he's done. So he's going to be replaced with Kamala Harris. I tweeted a joke the other day saying I'd like to congratulate the first female president in 18 months' time. That's what she's going to be, the first female president, and female and black as well. So very first female black president. It's a very momentous thing. I mean, she'll get there under his ticket, of course. It'd be interesting to see if she'd ever get re-elected. If she get elected in her own right, perhaps she will. I'm not too sure. But I hope that with Biden in power, like, people will stop going on about it constantly. Stop doing things like protesting over something that happened in America over here. I find that ridiculous. I don't find it ridiculous in the sense I get the sentiment, but to shut down everything or do everything, like create something over just a singular act within America, like no one does that for over here. Like, no one cares. Like, something happened over that for, like, you know, for a few years ago we had the riots for Mark Duggan, in 2011. There was a London riots, a very, very famous event, and about 9 years ago, and Mark Duggan got shot and he died, and everyone obviously rioted. I mean, rightly or wrongly, can be debated. I think criticism of the police of the event is fine, but when it comes to looting, I'm definitely not a fan of that. I just find that incredibly selfish. But no one cared outside of the UK. Like, no one cares. It's always kind of, everyone seems to have so much obsession with what America is doing and what's going on over there all the time, and it's just entrenched in all our culture. Maybe it's just the UK. I don't know if it's like that. Is it like that in Spain?
Probably, yeah, probably all around the world, because America's like a very influent country.
Yeah, I know, it's very, very influential.
Sorry,
sorry,
I was just getting super comfortable.
Just put your leg on the. Just getting too comfortable now. You see how comfortable she's been getting recently. God, put her legs on my seat. Like I'm actually just sitting there as well. But it's not as if there's like an extra part somewhere. It's actually on the seat I'm sitting down on. And she just did that casually. Like she didn't even think. It's the thing. This is second nature to her. You see. This is I've learned a lot about you in these last few shows. Like
It's just I can't see properly.
Yeah. Like
if I see any place to put my legs on, I'll just
really.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like I've learned.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I just find it amusing. That's all. It's just really funny to see how people act in different contexts and what liberties they take. Like I respect it. Like it's interesting. Like I for example, like obviously when we first met, you was kind of more relaxed and kind of reserved, and you kind of sat away like in the seat. But now it's just like, okay, boom, I own this. I set up an Instagram account. I've done this. It's just very bombastic. I quite like this version of you. It's much more fun. But yeah, so like I find it so tiring as well. It's that I hope that two things. I hope people won't go on about every little thing here and there, or what I hope will happen is they keep the same energy and the same criticism up that they had on Trump onto Biden when he doesn't do his promises, when he doesn't do things like universal basic income, when he's not going to do that. All these things that he's promised and he said he's going to do, is still entrenched in the longest form of bureaucracy that they can have. So the problem is, this is why it's so difficult to impact change, because within the US presidency, you spend 2 years campaigning, spend 2 years campaigning, spend 2 years running, and you spend another 2 years campaigning. Half your term you're spending campaigning to get re-elected. So you only really do 4 years of work when you really think about it, because it's just, and even that's a lot of like half to, a lot of them spend time doing on the golf course. Obama did, Trump did, untold time on the golf course, just, spending time doing that as opposed to, doing actual work. But it's difficult because it's more of a figurehead thing. It's not really like you have singular ultimate power. It's all you have to. It's not an autocracy. It's not like, you're like the Tsar of Russia, for example, or Putin now, probably. Putin now is the closest you'll get to having one man just in power completely.
Mm-hmm.
And more for him. Have you seen like the photos of him with like his shirt off?
What?
Yeah, it's like if there's photos of like Vladimir. I always bring up something really weird.
I don't think I've seen that.
No, it's like photos of like Vladimir Putin like on a horse with like his t-shirt off, looking very masculine.
No, I haven't seen that.
You should look at it. It's very, yeah.
If
you want to see like the ultimate man, then to look at that. I just it's very like these old school attitudes and all that's going on. Like I think generally life has got. I think generally life has got a lot better. Over the years. I think now it's a bit on pause because of the lockdown and everything. So it's a bit more of a different context. So it's not as good as it was like a year ago, a year and a bit ago, for example. But it's still, life's relatively good for at least in the first. I'm talking about the first one. I'm not talking about, of course, if you're in a position like if you're in somewhere in Africa or Asia or anything like that, then of course, that's still the same. Or just not reaching the same level. But I would argue that predominantly the life has got, a lot better for 99% of the people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear so much vitriol and comparisons with like things like, oh, he's like Hitler, he's like this, he's like, I just find it such an exaggeration. I can't take any of the judgment seriously. And it really just seems like a very kind of a lot of time very flippant sort of attitude to things like, your life is done if you make a mistake, like a culture that we have, and which I do think is the people who always say like, oh, does cancel culture really exist?
Mm-hmm.
I really do think it does, because you could lose even if you're not doing it. Like if I said something inflammatory now, and someone posted it and I was trying to get a new job, I wouldn't get the job for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And some of them, I'm not saying I shouldn't get it. If I say something inflammatory and bad and they don't want to hire me, and that's cool, I don't really care. It's a private company, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when it goes to the level of like you're deliberately trying to make people's life worse. So you're like, for example, if you see someone that's like on YouTube, for example, there's people like old YouTubers have said something back in the day, and what they'll do is they'll take clips from it and post it to brands and be like, this person said this,
mm-hmm.
and then they lose money because someone's been that vindictive and been like, I want to make you lose your income stream. So rather than, which I always find the weakest form of argument. So, like, getting very philosophical today. Um, my biggest fear is all the people that did support Trump or support other people. There's these disaffected people that obviously need to be spoken to, are instead going to be shouted at, and then that will cause them to go further and further away from, a communication, a conversation. It'd be kind of more like a sort of internet civil war in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's so much detachment between people, and I've always wanted to be in a situation where if you have, there's an argument and it can be conversed and spoken about within, in a courteous manner. I don't like this very horrible debate style that, Piers Morgan seems to keep going on about when he's just shouting over other people. And I don't mind shouting, but when you don't really have anything to say, you're just saying the same thing over and over without a real point. It's just a question. You're really like, you're styling yourself as this kind of out there thinker and out there um debater and like real important things to say, but actually what you're saying is nothing. It's very, very rather hollow. And I like to hear people out at least,
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest fear when it comes to this American election thing. I feel that people are either gonna stop. I don't think they're gonna be as finicky with Biden as they had been with Trump, and so I at least I don't think. Which I kind of I do like. I'm kind of sick of it now. It's been like it's been 5 years, 5.5 years technically since Trump announced his presidency in 2015, and my dad's mate made a bet he would win and won thousands of pounds from it. So, and it's just now it's kind of like over. I mean, I don't think it's truly over. I think there's still something that's gonna happen. I got a feeling he might run again. I just got a feeling for in the next 4 years, if he survives that long. That is, I'm not being rude, but he's quite old as well, so I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's true. Like they're both like in their 70s, man. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like just normally retirement age. You know what I mean? Like I know people that are 70 that struggle to get a job in B&Q. And there's people that are president. So age is just a number if you're rich and powerful. Apparently, you can suck all the youth out of people. Well, let's not talk about that. Another favorite conspiracy theory. The royal family are lizards. I like that one. You heard that one?
No, never.
Never heard. You ever heard of David Icke?
No.
He's like a massive British conspiracy theorist. He's great.
Oh, tell me.
So he's a guy, that he was a footballer.
Okay.
Played for Coventry City as a goalkeeper, I believe. But then obviously he injured his hand or something. He had arthritis something in his hands and he couldn't play when he was like 21. So he became like a sports broadcaster on the BBC and became kind of well known. Like not like I don't think he was ever a A-list or anything. He was kind of a well known guy. And then he had this kind of like a all encompassing experience where I think change became very new age. And he went onto this TV show called Terry Wogan. Terry Wogan's an Irish presenter. It was very big in the UK.
Okay.
He's dead now, but he did the show and on it, David Icke appeared with a tracksuit on, a turquoise tracksuit, looked absolutely ridiculous, and spoke about how he's like talks about the nature of all these like weird phrase about being the son of God, but he actually underneath it all had said some like really interesting things about like things like paedophile rings and masons and things that like in the BBC and institutions and stuff like that, and all things that now you could argue there's truth to a lot of them. It's been shown in the BBC that there's there's been issues with abuse and things like that, and I happily say it. I mean, because I hope the BBC don't hear this. I might want to get a job there. No, I'm joking. Of course not. No, I would never work for the BBC. But that's what I'm saying. So he was that sort of guy, and one of his famous conspiracy theories is that the royal family are I believe the lizards. Reptilians is what he calls them. They're really reptilians, and they have that mindset. So they're actually just it's all like an illusion. This mask underneath is like reptilian sorts that control the world, and that's when it gets a bit silly for me when they make it like actual reptiles. If it was reptilian, as in like that's used as a bit of colorful language to describe it, like a metaphor that I can get with it. But when it's like, they're actually reptiles, it's just like, okay, you know what I mean? She does look very slimy though, the Queen, doesn't she?
Mm.
No. What happened to are you into the royal family at all?
No.
No?
Not really. No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm anti-royal family. Completely anti.
I mean, I'm not anti. It's just
no. I can't stand all of them.
I don't have a feeling for them.
Yeah, I don't like the Queen. I'm gonna make the bastion out now. I'm gonna make a quick statement. Yeah, I like that the institution itself. I hate Queen. Don't like you. Prince Philip. Don't like you. Prince Charles. Don't like you. Ear boy. William. Yeah, you're all right, I suppose. Aston Villa fan. Bald. All right. Harry, you were cool, but then I don't know. You become holier than thou. Having a prince with his wife, Meghan Markle, lovely. Have a lovely prince tell us. It's what annoys me. Yeah, have a prince tell us about inequality. There's a lot of inequality in the world. You're a prince, mate, and you're sitting there dictating to others about what you can do to fight equality and donate. I can't stand it, man. I hate that. You were literally born with people telling you your blood is special. You're born into this institution. You're meant to be this great person. I mean, the idea of he's not meant to be king, but the idea of being king originally was born out of you have the God-given right to rule. That is their mentality, and they still have that mentality now. And to have him disrespect working people and condemn them by saying they're being prejudiced or racist or sexist or all these things is a disgrace. And I'm glad that ginger idiot is in it's horrible. is in idiot's not a swear word.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
No, idiot's not a swear word. A swear word would be like I'm not gonna say a swear word, but everyone knows what a swear word would be. But he's an absolute,
it's an insult. It's like
it's an insult. It's a pejorative term. Yeah, I'm saying it.
You shouldn't be using that.
What, shouldn't be saying pejorative terms, calling someone? Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not a swear word though. Swear word is something that's explicit.
Okay, you got the English. You know what you do.
A swear word would be something explicit though. So it'd be like, what I'm saying, like the F word and C word, those sort of things. No one goes, oh, you've said the I word, idiot. Oh no. God. But yeah, okay. I would say multiple other words, but I just can't stand him. And he's sitting there with LA lifestyle now. With I hope he's paid back the taxpayers for all the money he's been paid over the years for doing literally nothing other than turn up to events and wave at them. Yeah, there's people going hungry, mate. Yeah. There's inequality in the world. How about get your nan, to sell one of her jackets then? God, I'm proper passionate about this thing because I can't stand it. I don't like people. I don't like people try and dictate their morality onto other people. I really don't like that, especially when it's done in such a narcissistic way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind if it's like you're trying to improve things, you're doing like kind of on a scale. But if you're doing these big grandiose, like, I'm leaving. I hate the media. I'm going over to LA where it's safe, and it's just like, yeah, who's going to pay for all that? Oh, we have this lovely cottage and all that. So hopefully you're paying. Should be paying it all back. And he's complaining about all these royal duties he's got to do. It's like you knew what was going on. Like, I'm not a fan of the institution. If you don't like it, leave. I respect them for leaving. I actually respect them. But then they still want to use the titles and be like, oh, we're still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We're still the prince. I'm still the prince to build up his own sort of career.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sad. Just a sad, narcissistic idiot that used to dress up in Nazi uniforms as well. God, I can't. Sorry, you brought up some stuff. Just really revealed a lot about my emotions there. So we'll take a little break there because I need to have a bit of a calm down. And make sure that that I've got no royal family coming after me. I don't want to go to a tunnel. I don't want to go drive through a tunnel in Paris. What would happen to me? Oh no! Watch out for that white Renault. So I've been Marley Worth. This has been
Elena,
and we'll be back shortly.
Relaks Radio. Whoa, Relaks Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 02074749292 আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours. And let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaksmedia.com, RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
Back again. Back again. It's sorry, I went on a bit of a tirade there, I think, against the royal family. So I'll probably have something against me now, most likely. But I'm happy to have that back. Maybe I'll be knighted at some point. Who knows? Probably have a sword at my neck in some way. But yeah, so it's got to the point now with in lockdown. Like I was discussing it a bit earlier. That we were discussing, like, we always discuss at one point during the show, like, my little simple things within life that that everyone has an issue with, and offering our perspectives on it. So today, the other day, for example, I recently had some housemate trouble with my housemates. So where I live now, I live with about 5 other people, 4 men, 1 lady, and I'm the other man, I think. Yeah, I'm the other man. Just want to be sure. And so 6 people total in the house, right? So we live in this house, not the nicest looking house. It's kind of awful, to be honest. It's in New Cross, dodgy looking house, but it's cheap. You know what I mean? Like, the whole rent is really cheap, so I don't mind paying for it because I'm not working full time at uni, so it makes it easier to much more affordable to live, and it's close to London, so that's all good. Now, obviously during lockdown, of course, I don't really have a consistent life schedule at the moment due to that. Still doing my university work, but I'm not going into work now because we're on lockdown. So I'm just being furloughed, basically. So due to that, I have a lot of free time, and I like to do things at different times of the day. So for example, so the other night, after playing excessive games, I was playing games with my friend Kale. Big shout out to him. He's not listening. Definitely not. We are just playing like games on our PlayStation, for example, at late at night. So we talk on the headset, for example, or talk on the phone and play a bit of games, and so I'm up quite late doing that. So we finished around not too early. We finished around 11 o'clock. We stopped speaking on the phone. I mean, I know it's quite late, but during lockdown, I suppose. I mean, I should be relatively fine to have a conversations. I stopped at like 11, and in that afterwards, I spent time doing sort of a lot of work on this show, also editing, sort of together some clips and to get prepared. For example, we've now got a new email which we'll share to you at some point soon. So you can email any problems you want us to discuss, any issues. But a separate point in it. So the flatmates, I had one of them grasp me up to the landlord for making too much noise, apparently, because I decided to cook at 3 a.m. Now, I wasn't very loud when I was cooking at 3 a.m. I know everyone's like, "Oh, you're cooking at 3 a.m. That's weird." It's like, well,
It's not weird.
it's not weird. Like I like to cook at different times. I like to live my life like the way I want to live it. Like I should be able to cook at 3 a.m. if I want to cook at 3 a.m. And he was complaining, saying, "Oh, that it made so much noise." I wasn't that loud, to be honest. I really wasn't. I'm not playing music. I'm not doing any of that. I was just cooking something. I was making myself some, you know. If super noodles are really that loud, I mean, bloody hell. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen if I'm start whipping up like some mad souffle and putting on some bacon and doing some. I'm just doing a simple, simple student rubbish meal is what I was going for. Kind of the sort of thing you'd eat at 3 a.m. anyway, kind of depressed. You're just looking at yourself thinking, ugh. So you just have the super noodles, beef flavor. And I think I put something on the top. I had something with it. I can't remember what I put on that. Anyway, it's not really important. The food's not the important part of it. So he complains to the landlord. He doesn't talk to me about it. He sends this email to landlord. He calls them up and says, so I got an email from landlord that he sends it to everyone to be like, oh yeah, I'm not saying who it is. Don't want to name and shame. And then he said like, oh, people are making. I know you got your own personality. Like, try and be courteous. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I am courteous, but and he actually ended up speaking to me and said to me recently, like yesterday, he tell me, he said, oh, can you just cook earlier? And it's like, well, no, like, no, like I'm not going to have my life dictated to by you nerd. This guy's obviously he's a light sleeper or something. Because he started like tying up the doors with bags, like bin bags, so they don't slam.
But I think it's your house too. You pay the rent. You live there. If you're hungry at 3 a.m., you should be allowed to cook whatever you want to.
I'm still going to. This guy's not going to stop me. Like
Exactly.
I'm not fearful of this dude. This dude's a nerd.
I mean, be careful, but I'm sure you
What
weren't allowed.
what can they say? Like I'm not. I don't understand if I'm bringing those people
I
back
don't know.
and I'm playing music late. I get that completely. Or if I'm like, I'm not making excessive noise. I'm just like, I just go downstairs, go up, and he's just annoyed. He's complained. So instead of confronting me like a man, he had to talk to the landlord. So inevitably, this guy's a melt. So I'm gonna call. I can't remember. I don't even know his name. That's the thing. I don't know his name. His name's not important. He's just some nerdy dude. I'm a nerdy guy anyway, but I'm just saying in terms of non-confrontational, can't confront someone. It's not very yeah. So very much a melt and just I'm not allowed to swear, but a female dog, so to speak. You know what a female dog is? Begins with a B. That's what I'd call him. That's what he is, a female dog. So we'll call him female dog. So the female dog, yeah, is I this just annoys me. Like I do. Can you eat early? It's like no, I just want to eat when I want to eat, and if that includes eating at 3 a.m., if I want to sit there and make a pizza at 3 a.m., if I want to go up and like make a souffle at 3 a.m., shouldn't make a difference. Like I'm allowed to use it. I'm not making excessive noise, So I don't see what the problem is. So whatever, man. You know what I mean? If he's not gonna listen to this, he doesn't know how to do it. But if he ever does come across this somewhere, I just call you up, man. You're an absolute melt. I don't like you.
I don't like you either.
Thanks, Elena. Thanks for backing me up. I don't like him. Like I don't like this man. Not that I liked him anyway. I only spoke to him about once. Just he annoyed me when I first moved in because I told you he put loads of stuff in my fridge. But I should thank him really for that because him putting stuff in my fridge, I went to a better one. So you got you got a jank fridge. Exactly, like what this guy dictating when I should not cook. It's like, dude, you got some jank, disgusting fridge, and you're sitting there telling me about how to live my life.
It is what it is.
Yeah, hate him. God, have you ever been annoyed by people like that? Have you had any housemate problems in your life?
No,
never. Do you never just have any issues? Like every single time I bring something up,
I do have issues.
It seems like everything I have is just like way worse, and you just don't have any problems going on.
No, I'm just super calm. So I have issues. In my flat, I was the annoying person because my flatmate, she was making loads and like with the door and stuff because our doors are super 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 loud because they slam, so they close like slowly, and then there is a big gap.
Yeah.
And it's super super loud, even the kitchen one. So I put a thing on the kitchen, and even with that it's still being like super loud. And yeah, so I asked my flatmate, the one that lives right next to me, if she can be like less loud with the doors because she lives right next to the kitchen, so it was like slam slam, like two following slams because she was
Yeah, yeah.
super respectful and at 8 a.m. So
8 a.m. is fine though. That's
it's
kind of
not fine.
no 8 a.m.
It's not fine because I can sleep until 10.
Yeah, I can as well, but like I think at that stage you just got to accept it. Like, like for example,
No,
like when I was
no. The
living,
thing is, if you know that the door is super loud, because before telling her, "Can you please be less loud?" I was like, "Oh my god, these doors are super loud," and she was like, "Yes, I can't believe how loud these doors are." And I was like, "If you know, be careful because I'm being careful, not for me, for
okay,
the others." So it's
okay.
just to have a common sense.
Well, this is the thing. I get bothered. For example, like I hear him like it's funny because this guy I always hear because he's always at the place anyway because he does like internet security or whatever, and he sounds like the worst guy on the phone. He was on the phone the other day, and I can hear him, but I don't say anything. He's quite loud, and he just sounds really rude on the phone to people. So yeah, so it's like I like to go sleep late. I do. I admit that, but so what's it got to do with you? Like what I do. I don't. Look, everyone has a regimented life. They want to go to bed like 9 p.m.
Hmm.
I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate, but if I fancy that I'm making super noodles at 3 a.m., I'm gonna do it. I think I might do it tonight. I might make someone. I don't even fancy any, but I might just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just despite
Let's see
him.
how it goes.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated about this story.
Maybe he will pop it inside the kitchen.
Well, hopefully, yeah, I'll see him and then he will confront me. I'll be very excited. It'd be nice to have a little bit of a battle, a bit of a fight. It'd be quite fun. I've had such a bore. It's been so tedious and so boring beforehand that it'd be very rather enjoyable to have some sort of altercation. You know, be more fun
Mhm.
at least. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of combativeness in your life. Some sort of you got any enemies at the moment?
No,
No
there's
enemies.
not. It's not worth it to have enemies.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it totally is. Anyway, so so yeah, we've got a new Instagram account, the Marley and Elena show on Instagram. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think I'll let you tell it. You write what's the email address and all the details.
Wow, the email address is super complicated. It's the Marley and Elena show
At
at hotmail.com.
oh, that's super complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's TH
I was being ironic because
THE
it's the exactly same name as
Yeah.
the Instagram.
THEELENA. Is it Elena and Marley?
Marley
Oh, it's
and
Marley and
Elena, because
Elena.
you are the important one in this show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, women. They say ladies first, but men just before. So that's cool. So yeah, so THEMARLEY no ANDELENASHOW @hotmail.co.uk.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, .co.uk.
No.
.com. Sorry, I got it wrong already. But if you've got any issues or any problems, I'd like to receive some emails to be honest, because
I have one of my friends. She wants to call in once.
does she?
Yeah.
Can she do it now?
Not now. It's just 5 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
She's not. She might not be ready. I don't even think she's listening. She might
Well,
forget.
we'll get some call-ins at some point because there is a phone number. I'm gonna have to work out how to do that at another time.
Yeah, but if not, to us.
Do the same thing over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
with
cool.
Scott.
With Scott. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you shared that clip. I was surprised you downloaded it. Yeah.
I didn't download it. I just like screenshot, but instead of a screenshot, a video.
Screen record.
Yeah.
So you did that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was quite happy to be shared. I tagged him in it. He laughed at it. Yeah.
I just found it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna take him up on the offer?
No.
No. Well, you're missing out on his dulcet tones.
So
No, you're missing out. You're missing out. You are definitely missing out. But that's the thing, though. Like when it comes to the show, like you want to have sort of audience interaction, more people coming. Like early on when I did this, I had like a few people email in like some problems. So I'd like that to happen again. You got any issues? Like any?
that would be super cool.
I don't want to say like funny problems because that makes it sound like I'm going to laugh at you. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you got anything amusing or anything interesting that you want to say, any dilemmas, for example,
Any flatmates problem?
any flatmate problems, we can solve it because we've got the answers to all problems. If you're having a crisis of faith, if you're having a existential crisis, if you're having an issue, maybe your mum's not being nice to you, or maybe, you just really, really, really hate someone, and you want to just confirm why they're very hateable. It's fine. We can do these things for you, all for reasonable price as well. So yeah, so if you email the Marley and Elena show at hotmail.com and look at the Marley and Elena show on Instagram, follow that. Please do follow that because we need to have some attention, you see, and I need some sort of
I
gratification.
think we
you see.
already have 22 followers.
22 followers. Yeah, it's almost gonna be more than me at one point. I don't really go on Instagram. Like, I like it, but I don't share my videos enough. I think if I didn't do just stories, I shared them as videos to get more followers. But this is the thing. So I actually did a post recently. Like you told me to get that post off of me in the with the microphone and
Yeah,
yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, that photo. Yeah. See that photo I posted, got a few likes. I got a message from someone on there saying, someone called Pierre watched this saying, oh, we want to collaborate.
See?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Don't trust the collaborations.
I don't know. I knew it was said collaboration. It's like I looked on it. It's like, oh, you have to be a brand ambassador and you have to sell our watches.
Exactly.
It's
No.
like I don't want to do
No.
that, man. I don't want to sit there on like my Instagram and be like, check out this watch, buy this now.
No, I tried to because
Did you get one?
no, but at some point I had my Instagram account like open like for the public, and I got like lots of messages from companies wanting me like as an ambassador, asking me for collaborate, and I said okay.
What sort of companies?
What?
What sort of companies?
Oh, like jewelry.
Oh, jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah, most of them.
Fell look at your hands. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Not sure about that one.
I like it.
No. It's hand model. I don't know. Is it was it mostly hands or like
Necklace. I mean, whatever I want to.
you got a great neck. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
You got a great neck. It's great. That's a good compliment. And I bet you got good earrings as well. I reckon your ears will look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I had to pay for the postage, which
Pay for the post
Yeah.
to get all the stuff.
it was a lot.
And how much would they have given you? Any money?
No money. So they gave me
Money for what you sell.
yeah, exactly, a
Ugh.
discount code. And if people were using my discount code, I would get like maybe a 10% of the amount.
See,
But the thing
I
is-
wouldn't mind that if I had like a massive audience.
No, that was
Mm.
such a lie. They gave my same code to another person
No,
as well.
really.
So yeah, no, it was super bad. And they
Okay.
still tag me everywhere. They are making news accounts
Really?
every time. It's super shit.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's not great. It's not great. I always think to myself sometimes of all these like influencers that do all these different brand deals. A lot of them are terrible on Instagram anyway. It's always like so fraudulent. It's like
Mhm.
when I need to wash my hands, I always use this special soap. It's like, do you really? I mean, you don't just use anything, like it's very difficult to get like a general good endorsement of a
Mhm.
product. The only ones I see that are quite good, like the ones that are like if it's a particular like phone or something kind of cool. Like when it comes to, like your advertising razors, like the razor, like the Gillette one, for example, like the best a man can get. Like they did one about I remember about a year ago. It was the best a man can get, but it was talking about the toxic masculinity and about how men are awful. It's like why are you putting that out there to men? So silly.
Mhm.
Like if this is the best a man can get, you guys are all horrible. Now buy our razors to shave your face. No,
That will make it look better.
Yeah. I've not actually bought. This is unconnected, but I've not bought Gillette for years.
Mhm.
They're not bad razors actually. If Gillette want to sponsor this do any sort of sponsorships on our show, I wouldn't be against it. Or if they want to just send me a razor, it'd be handy to just get a free razor. Really, they're quite expensive. I think actually they're reasonably priced actually for what they give. They actually give you five blades. Quite good.
Mhm.
Do you use Gillette razors?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
What razors do you use?
I mean for shaving, like
Well, yeah, I mean not a razor for like
Um,
slitting your wrist or anything.
yeah, Venus. Oh, I think it's actually Gillette. But for
Venus.
women,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Are they connected?
I don't know. I mean, I've never bought them.
Hmm.
I've never bought female razors. You see, I'm not against buying them, but just not
It
really
might
for me.
be. Yeah.
I don't really need to shave my legs particularly, you see,
Mm.
or armpits or anything like that. So it's not really my. What's are you like it's, I'm gonna ask anyway. I don't really care. Would you say like when it comes to like grooming, like do you go like like do you shave your legs and like
When it comes to what?
grooming? Do you do armpits? Like do you do all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not like one of those like women that just like, oh, I'm gonna let it all grow out because
No, I'm not against it because I think fair enough.
fair enough, yeah. But for
Exactly.
you personally, you're
Yeah.
yeah. Not like, I remember I went to the Extinction Rebellion, uh the Eco Warriors sort of thing, and I did some filming over there last year, and I saw multiple of women that had the hairiest armpits I've ever seen on anything, let alone human. Just crazy, really. Fair play. It was a bit like whoa. Like, it was like they had hairy armpits, which is fair dues, but then they'd wear like a t-shirt that would like show it. It's just like, what are you doing?
They did it on purpose, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But
God, sweaty.
for people to get used to it, which is cool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, but this is the thing though. This is added hypocrisy. Like women don't like back hair, for example. Like back hair, it's like it's a weird thing with hair about like what context it's fine. On your head, fine. On your face, fine if you're a man. On your back, no. This back hair is disgusting.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
You wouldn't mind back hair? Like,
I mean,
does your current boyfriend have back hair? Have you seen his back hair?
No, I don't think so. No, but I mean, no, I'm just thinking more about my brother.
Oh, okay, it's got weird.
Okay. No, because I mean, I'm from an island, so we go to the beach together. We have a swimming pool, or even my cousins and stuff.
It's the nature of being Spanish, I think. You see, I mean, obviously, the nature of being British is the fact that she's with someone and she hasn't seen him with his top off that much to know if he has back hair yet. That's how repressed British. Is he British?
Yeah.
That's how repressed British people are. You say. So I'm willing to. He's obviously unless you only see him from like he takes his shirt off, and he only shows you the front, so he doesn't like doing like he shimmies round you like in the front way. He doesn't do
Stop making me feel uncomfortable.
No. Okay.
So my brother.
Okay. Interesting transition, but yeah, sure. I'll stop.
I don't know. I mean, he has a little bit of back hair, and I don't mind, honestly.
You don't mind,
but if it was like a lot, I would mind.
Yeah. Like Chewbacca sort of style.
But if I was in love, I wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't mind any hair.
I would accept everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So even like you would accept. This is the thing though. Like there's certain things I would like. I'd tolerate is probably a better word than accept. Like like would you go out with a guy that wears socks and sandals?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother you at all.
I mean, depending on the situation.
You're going to the beach.
If we're at the beach.
No, you're not going to the beach. So you're going. So for example, during summer this year, yeah, and he's just walking out. You're going around Oxford Street, and he's wearing socks and sandals.
I will probably ask him to change.
Exactly. So it's okay to ask for change and ask for different things. That's fine. But I think you're just a bit too transfixed on your brother's back hair. I think it's interesting. Shout out Elena's brother. Don't know his name, but you got a hairy back, bro. And hairy back, bro. That's his name, hairy back, bro. We should you need some tweezers, mate, or some Gillette maybe, or Venus, whichever one you can shave the back.
He doesn't need to use anything. He's perfect the way that he is.
He's perfect the way he is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I love him. He's my brother.
Yeah, you love him, but doesn't mean perfect the way he is. I mean, come on.
He is.
Yeah, it is. Everyone. I mean, you say that perfection is very difficult to get. No.
He got it.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's perfect. Hairy back.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess that's a good time as any to end the show. Elena's hairy back brother is perfect, and we shouldn't go against him. And if you want to have hairy armpits, it's fine, especially if you're a lady. And make sure that you wear lovely, lovely dresses that show it off. And if you've got back hair, you wear socks and sandals, and you're with Elena, that's fine. And shout out to the man that's not shown her back yet. But there we go. So I've been Marley Worth. This has been
Elena.
This is the Marley and Elena Show. Don't forget to email us at the Marley and Elena Show at hotmail.com. It's the Marley and Elena Show.com.
And I want to say something.
Yep.
So if Nora, my friend from Mallorca, is still listening to me, I just want to say the steam.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but it's international audience. So if any of the people are listening to me, I know you don't love me, and we don't love each other, and there's absolutely no love lost between us. But there is love for someone in my life. I do have a lot of affection for one person, and that person knows who they are. And let's hope they reciprocate at some point, but unlikely. But there we go. Okay, I've been Marley Worth. This has been
Elena.
and we are done. Goodbye.
Relax Radio. Whoa, Relax Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.